Amazon River and its rainforest are extremely important to the well-being of our planet. Yet the very ones who can protect this vital region struggle with their own day-to-day survival.
These are the people who are going to be responsible for the conservation and preservation of this rainforest. And if we can't help them with their health issues, then there's certainly nothing that we can do to impact conservation.
Gina Lowe came to this realization during a vacation to the Amazon in 1993. Her guide took her tour group to a remote village where everyone had yellow fever.
I had been part of a group of Americans coming into a remote village of extensively impoverished people, respected their indigenous heritage and all of their customs and everything, but knew that the fact that they all had yellow fever was not something that was part of their indigenous culture. And the fact that we did nothing to help them because we were not prepared. The guide was knowledgeable. He knew that they had yellow fever before we went to the village.
Her anger turned into action. In 1995, she formed APECA Peru, a nonprofit organization. Its mission: develop sustainable methods of healthcare, education, and conservation for Peruvian villages.
It was a personal challenge. It was one of those, either Gina, put up or shut up, you know? Either you're going to do something about it or stop saying that you care about it and that you are sincere in your efforts to do something about it. And I just found that writing another check for $50 to an organization that I had confidence in wasn't enough for me, that I needed to come here.
When she returned to Peru, she bought a riverboat she named El Trechero and converted it into a traveling training center and first aid station.
The people quickly found out, and the word spread very quickly and to a wide area, that it was possible to receive health care without having to pay anything for it. So we had lines of people every day outside the boat.
In 1996, El Trechero was beyond repair and retired. Now APECA's main base for field operations sits along the Amazon, 5 hours upstream from Iquitos. El Fundo has become a training center with dormitory space for up to 20 villagers. The site also has examples of natural medicine, a turtle reserve, fish farms, and a sample reforestation program. 10 times each year, APECA assists Peru's Ministry of Health in vaccination campaigns which usually last 7 to 12 days, visiting up to 25 villages. The technicians at remote village posts are often in dire need of support.
You can imagine one person who has very little medical training is responsible for 1,300 people and all of their health needs. That includes deliveries of children, birthing, it involves suturing, it involves diagnosis for malaria, it involves providing treatment for malnourished children, it involves seeing to it that the distribution of nutritional supplements is properly given. It's a tremendous amount of responsibility, and he has to do it all himself. And so APECA tries to help these technicians, and one of the things that we feel is extremely important to do at this point is see to it that they get more training.
At El Fundo, health volunteers elected by their community are trained in first aid and given a health chest of basic medical supplies.
I give thanks to God I can do this kind of work to benefit my community. I feel really good about opportunity to get education from APECA.
These are the people who are closest to the large majority of the population. Without these vigilantes de salud, we call them vigilantes de salud, there isn't anyone in the village who will know whether or not somebody might have malaria, and gee, we need to get that tested and find out. So everybody doesn't get malaria, because all you need is one person to start the malaria, and then pretty soon everybody has it because of the spread of the mosquito. So it's very helpful to the communities to have these healthcare workers.
Because of Peru's abnormally high rate of tetanus neonatal deaths, rural midwives are given practical training. I want to thank APECA for myself and the community. Because of APECA, I am learning so much.
Hasta el 1 de agosto estamos para atender a 2 partos.
With a spool of thread, you can prevent neonatal tetanus death. It doesn't matter what you cut the cord with, really, if you tie it off well, the cord off well at each side. And something as simple as a spool of thread and teaching someone to use 2 pieces of thread makes the difference in the statistics that are seen around the world.
Most villages lack safe drinking water, so APECA recruited architect Albert Rios. Rios has designed hotels and buildings throughout Peru, but has recently put his expertise into designing a rainwater collection system.
Water project is one of the most essential items for health in the Amazon villages. These people, these villages, are going to sustain the Amazon, and the Amazon is so important for the world.
Born and raised in the Amazon jungle, APECA program director Pablo Guerra wears many hats, including overseeing the construction of a water project in the village Nuevo Progreso.
This prototype we have here will help us correct errors and improve. The future of this project is to build this tank in 30 communities.
Para los próximos. Ahora yo desconozco el proyecto, el supuesto proyecto es para 30 comunidades.
This tank is extremely important for our children, our community. Much better to drink this water than river water.
Agradecemos mucho porque va a beneficiar más que todo en la salud a todos los niños y a todos los pobladores.
The people from the community signed an agreement when we first talked to them about doing the water project, that they had to do their part, and so their part is physical labor.
Because of APECA's influence, communities are coming together.
We are dealing with extremely primitive social behavior, and the teachers that come here from the larger cities are here only for the school purpose. They are not members of the community. And many of them have absolutely no idea of what community life is about. So it's really helpful for APECA to come and be working with them. And we feel that we've made a lot of progress in this particular community. Today they're going to be cleaning an area that has been a little bit overgrown with grass in an area that is new for the school to use as the location for a kitchen that is part of a feeding program for nutritional advantages for the children that they don't have in their homes. So they bring in food, and the mothers take turns in cooking, and each child gets something to eat at what we would call recess time. We're not generally in favor of people just receiving something. We believe very strongly in pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps.
The villagers aren't the only ones benefiting from APECA's work.
It has been an extremely rich experience in my life. I'm a different person today than I was when I came here. I've had an opportunity to have a lot of personal growth, to come to understand other people where they are, and to respect that highly, and also to honor my own heritage more.